What's going on, guys? The Iron Chester here, and welcome back to my new review video for the MCU project. And today, I'm doing my presentation review on The Punisher One Last Kill with no spoilers. So this is the new presentation special from the MCU. This is our third one for the lineup itself. It has been a while since we've gotten a special presentation from the MCU franchise, since we've gotten the Werewolf by Night presentation as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special from 2022, since both of those projects were released in 2022 on Disney Plus. But now we have a third one, and it's for The Punisher. So here are my overall thoughts about the presentation itself. I thought it was pretty nice, but it had some issues with it. But still, I really enjoyed the project itself. I thought it was pretty good in my opinion. So it already streamed on Disney Plus last week on Tuesday, May 12th, 2026. So yeah, I'm glad we get to see this presentation, and it looks pretty nice. But like I said, I will talk about the issues later on. So for the cast members, we get to see John Berthel as Frank Castle, aka the Punisher himself. And once again, John did an outstanding job playing as Frank in the presentation. And just like how he did in the Punisher series, Daredevil Born Again Season 1, and also the old Daredevil Netflix series from like the second or third season. But still, I love the quality for Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, for him, since he still crushed it as always. Since very good quality, and also I love his good acting for the character himself. He always crushed it for the character. Since I honestly love John Berthel as the Punisher, and I'm glad we get to see him again after the first season of Daredevil Born Again, the first season of it. And we also get to see some of the other characters, which is like the other character named played by Judith Light. I thought Judith did a great job playing as Ma in the series. Is well, not the series, but the presentation itself. I was about to say series, but yeah, Ma is a very nice character, and I thought Judith did a great job with her acting performance to play as the character herself. And we get to see Jason Armour as Curtis. Hopefully I pronounced that right. So he did a good job playing as Curtis in the presentation, since I still love the acting quality for him, since he did a very good job playing as Curtis for the presentation itself. And we get to see like Andre as Dare in the presentation too. So I honestly thought he was a very nice character, since I still did like his acting performance as him in the presentation. So yeah, I just really dig that for him. And also we get to see like some of the homeless people in the presentation, and yeah, I just totally dig that. And we get to see like Frank's children, which is Frank Jr., his daughter, and also his wife too. So yeah, very great characters overall, since I totally did that. And we get to see like John Douglas Thompson as like the old vet in the presentation itself. I thought he did a nice job playing as the old vet for the character himself in this project. So I feel like this is taking place after the first season of Daredevil Born Again, because we haven't seen the Punisher in the second season of the show itself this year, because I want to know like what's gonna happen to Frank after the first season of Daredevil Born Again last year, because we all know what happened to him since he was locked up and then he like escaped in the season 1 finale of the series. But now we get to see like what happens next for him in his own presentation. So I still did the quality for it, and I did say there were issues, but the main issue for the presentation itself is that I don't like how they rushed over it. I feel like they rushed over the storyboard for it just like quite a bit, but at least everything else was pretty nice for what we're seeing. And I totally did like the fight scenes with Frank and also those crazy goons that are spreading chaos around New York. So yeah, at least I totally did like the whole quality and stuff for the presentation, like how they deal with the whole storyboard in a good way. Because again, I hate when they just rushed it just quite a bit, as I already mentioned like a couple seconds ago. But still, I just totally dig everything else, like the little flashback scenes between Frank and his family. Since I also love like the filming locations, like how they film like that little cemetery area where Frank visits his family's graves, like his wife and children's graveyards, but actually just their graves. But yeah, at least I totally did like some of the emotional parts from that scene. But I honestly love like some of the flashback scenes between Frank and his family for the presentation itself, and feel like some parts of it make sense, but still I totally did like the nice scenes for it. And I also love the cool scenes right here from the apartment clips for the project itself. And I just love that little escape scene, like how we've seen in the trailer, like how Frank is coming out of the apartment room when it started to get to spread fire everywhere. Well, caught on fire, and even like his legs got burned up too. But still, I just totally dig that right here. And I will say that I totally like some of the chaos scenes around New York. It's like some apocalyptic look to me, in my opinion, because all the crazy bad people and also everything else too. So yeah, it just really looks insane to me, in my opinion, because it gives me like that post-apocalyptic vibe because of all the crazy people and also some of the crazy chaos around New York. So I totally did like the filming locations around New York, especially like that little shop area with that little girl that we've seen in the trailer itself. And I also love the cemetery location, as I already mentioned, with Frank's wife and children's graves. So yeah, I just really dig those locations, especially the apartment location. I love like the different areas how they film it for the fight scene too. I won't spoil a thing just in case if you guys haven't seen the presentation since last week. Well, I watched it last week on Wednesday. I was planning on watching on the day that it streams on Disney Plus, but I saw just a bit of it, which is the beginning. But I was asleep since I was just pretty busy all day last week on Tuesday, which is, yeah, last Tuesday. But at least I watched the whole thing this time, since I watched it the second time in a full way this time on Wednesday, since I wanted to see how it turns out because I don't want to get spoiled. So anywho, I totally dig Frank's new Punisher suit. I honestly love his new suit that we get to see in the rest of the presentation, because right now we get to see him like in his casual clothes, but I honestly wanted to see some of the cool action of him in his very awesome Punisher suit, and I'm glad we get to see that later on in the project itself. And I still did like the cool shots, in my opinion. I just really love like the shots for the editing, also everything else for like some of the characters. And I still wish they made like, I wish they made some parts of like some of the scenes make a lot of sense, because I feel like they were a bit off, like this bit. So it is pretty annoying how they are like losing track of like where the whole storyboard is, because I was starting to get confused about this whole situation for one of the scenes of the presentation itself. But some of the quality is still good, but some they could just like fix it up because it is a bit confusing. But I still did like the action sequence as always, since I'm always a sucker for that, and I've been saying that a lot of times. But still, I totally did like everything else for this amazing presentation, since I really love how Frank is coming back as the Punisher for the MCU, because I wanted to see more of John Berthel as him, since we are going to see him again in Spider-Man Brand New Day in 2 months. But still, I just totally did like some of the cool scenes, like how he was killing those crazy criminals in one of the scenes, in my opinion. But still, I just don't want to spoil a thing, just in case if you guys haven't watched like half of the presentation or just the full thing itself like I did. But anyways, I just really love all the cool scenes and everything else. But still, the storyboard was pretty good, but some parts of it were just a bit off, and I was like, why would they do that? Because I was starting to get confused just a little bit, but everything else was still good for the way it is. Since I totally like how some parts of the storyboard make sense, because that's just like how I like every project, like how the whole thing makes a lot of sense in my opinion, but at least it is still fine for the way it is. But I totally did like the special effects and also some of the editing, and yeah, it's just pretty nice for what we're seeing. But I feel like the presentation is just quite a bit short because how they rushed the whole storyboard just a smidge. But again, this is just how the whole thing is. But I hate when they just rushed it out apparently. It's just really annoying. Such a pain in the butt. But at least it is pretty fun. But yeah, like I said, pain in the butts, it is pretty okay. But still, I just totally dig that. But I still want to see some more Punisher action, in my opinion. And I totally did like some of the flashback scenes where Frank is like killing some of the other people. But I don't want to spoil more of that. Well, again, I know the presentation just streamed on Disney Plus a week ago, but still, just in case if you guys haven't seen it. But anyways, I just really love all the fun scenes in my opinion, since I still have all that sweet Punisher action, like all the cool scenes in my opinion. I totally did like some of the flashback scenes, especially Frank's family though. But anywho, I just really wanted to see like what happens next for Frank Castle slash the Punisher right after that whole incident with those guards in the post-credit scenes of the first season of Daredevil Born Again, the season 1 finale that already streamed last year. But yeah, I just really dig everything else, like for some of the cool scenes that I really adore in a good way, since I love how everything makes sense, as I already mentioned, because I still like how the quality is 100% good, because I don't want it to let it go off track, since I like things that are on track for these projects. But yeah, I just really did like some of the good scenes, and I'm not a fan of like how some parts of it doesn't make any freaking sense in my opinion, because I just don't understand it sometimes. But still, I just really dig that sweet action in my opinion. So yeah, I totally did like all the bloody scenes in my opinion, all the cool bloody scenes, like all the people going into like a rampage, so Frank has his like face-to-face battles. And I honestly love the stunts that John Berthold did for one of the fighting scenes in the presentation itself. I thought he usually did a great job with this stunt, since the stunts for the Punisher are very epic to me, in my opinion. So yeah, he just really crushed it with the stunts with some of the fight scenes right here, and also the skills for them are just wonderful, just wonderful, man. They just totally crushed it for him, since I really love how John Berthold did an outstanding job with those fighting skills for his acting performance as the Punisher, and even the stunts too. But yeah, just totally did like all the cool scenes right here, and also the editing for them. It was just very great in my opinion, because I just totally dig all that sweet freaking action, and that is definitely my thing as huge. But yeah, I just can't wait to see what else is gonna happen next for the Punisher, since I can't wait to see him again in Spider-Man Brand New Day, as I mentioned, because we did see him in the Brand New Day trailer since in March, which is which is in 2 months ago is what I meant to say. I didn't mean to talk so weird again. But yeah, at least it is a very nice project. Still wish they could fix like some of the issues for it, but still I had a great time watching it. And hopefully we will get some more special presentation projects for the MCU, because we've gotten three of them now, which is three of them now is what I meant to say. Since we gotten this one, the Guardians Holiday Special, and Werewolf by Night. Well, two different versions of it. One in color and one in black and white. But still, I still have a fun time watching this TVMA rated project for the Punisher One Last Kill presentation. At least I totally dig the storyboard. At least I honestly love that sick action that gives me my hype level back up. But at least some parts of it are still okay. But at least everything else is just 100% nice in my opinion. I just totally dig like some parts of the quality for the presentation itself. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about it. I thought it looked pretty fun in my opinion. Still wish they could fix like some of the issues, but still it looks, it has some great action packed to it, and I'm just still impressed by it, and it still is pretty good for the way it is for the lineup itself. So that is it for now right here. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I'll see you later.